Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to Think Constructive. I am Isha. In this session, let us discuss property source and property sources annotation of a Spring framework. First, we will discuss property source annotation. So what is the purpose of property source annotation? This is used to register a properties file within a Spring environment. So typically what happens, application.properties file will be taken by default from src main resources folder, and whatever properties are written in application.properties file, those will be used. But let's say in our project there is a need of having different properties file. I mean the properties file, let's say config.properties file or dev environment properties file, meaning any property file other than application.properties. So in such kind of scenario, property source annotation is used. That means with the help of this annotation, you'll be able to mention the name of that specific properties file from where properties should be read. Normally, property source annotation is used within configuration classes. So the classes which is marked as a configuration class with the help of @configuration annotation, there you will be putting @property source annotation and the file path. So the primary syntax for this annotation involves specifying the location of the properties file as string value. Now I will be showing you the example code with the help of which you will be able to better understand this annotation. Here is the IntelliJ IDEA editor and here is annotation demo application. I'll just give you a quick walkthrough which I have kept ready for the property source demonstration. So here is the annotation demo application. This is the main starting point for a Spring Boot application. I have a utility.value package. Inside that value demo class is there, in which I have configured certain fields and those fields are reading values from application.properties file. I'll also show you application.properties file. So here is the application.properties file and you can notice all these fields are being read in value demo class. Okay. And all those values are getting printed here in the annotation demo application, right? There is one config package. Inside that app configuration is there. I can remove this for today's demonstration. It's not needed. Yeah. So this is my app configuration, which is annotated with @configuration annotation. So this is my configuration class. In the entire code, I have not specifically mentioned application.properties anywhere. It is lying inside src main resources. Okay. This is the location, default location we had discussed. So application.properties is existing here. Now I have a scenario in which I am supposed to read all these values from config.properties file, not from application.properties file. Okay. So for now in application.properties, I will comment out all these values. I'll create a new config.properties file. Okay. And here inside this, I'll copy and put all these attributes. Okay. I'll uncomment these attributes here. Right. So in config.properties, you can see server port 8082, welcome message, hello Spring Devs, DB URL for MySQL, username Isha, user email contact@thinkconstructive.com and cloud provider name as Google is given. Okay. And I have commented everything inside application.properties. Now let us come back to this application, to our value demo. I haven't yet mentioned my properties file anywhere, but all the properties are being read here. So I'll come here in app configuration, and in app configuration I will mention add property source, and here inside property source within the double quotes, what will I do? Class path colon config dot properties file name I will give, right? So from class path, it will do a component scan and will try to find out config.properties file. And if it finds, it will read all the properties whichever are mentioned here. So now, once I have given this value demo will read all the properties from config.properties file here, and it should be able to print the values here. Okay. So now let us bring up the application and test. So now you can see here in the console, all the properties are getting printed properly. Now, to give you more clarity, let us come back to config.properties. Okay. And let me do some changes. Let's say I'll change server port to 8085. Hello Spring Boot devs. And let me just change this MySQL port to 3308. And I'll put the complete name as a username here. Okay, so I have changed all these values, and let us now bring up the application and see if these changed values are getting printed or not. So I'll bring up the application and see server port 8085. Hello Spring Boot devs. DB URL also you can see the changed 3308 got printed and username Isha Puri. Okay. So this is about reading values from properties file other than application.properties with the help of @PropertySource. So this is about PropertySource annotation. Now let us understand PropertySources annotation. So second annotation which we will be covering in today's session is PropertySources. When in your project there is a need for reading data from multiple properties file, for example, let's say you have dev environment properties file, you have production environment properties file, and you have testbed environment properties file. And in your project, depending upon the need, you need to read data from dev properties file or from production properties file or from testbed properties file. So, meaning there are multiple properties file from which your code should be reading data depending upon different scenarios. So there this property source annotation is useful. That means with the help of property sources annotation, you will be able to mention multiple properties files declaration. This annotation will also be used with @configuration, meaning whichever is the configuration class in your code, there you should be mentioning @PropertySources annotation, and inside that you will be mentioning multiple properties file. Normally this is a wrapper actually. Also from Java 8 onwards, property source annotation has become repeatable annotation. So if you would like, you can use @PropertySources annotation to mention multiple files, or you can use @PropertySource annotation multiple times in your configuration class and mention each and every properties file. So if in your project you are using Java 8 or the higher versions, you can use @PropertySource as a repeatable annotation, or if your project is on the lower version of Java, then you can use @PropertySources annotation. Now I will be demonstrating both ways of mentioning multiple properties file with the help of the code example. Now let us see the demonstration of property sources annotation. So for property sources, as we understand, multiple properties file can be given. So let me create some properties file here. So we already have config properties. I'll just create config1 dot properties. Okay. And I will create one more config 2 dot properties. Okay. And from config.properties, I'll just shift some of the properties to config2 and some properties to config1. Okay, so now we have got config.properties, config1.properties, config2.properties. Now let us come back to app configuration, and here for now we have mentioned config.properties. Okay, so I'll first show you the demonstration with repeatable property source, and then we will cover property sources annotation. Okay, so for repeatable property source, I can simply say at property source, and I can mention one more properties file here. Class path colon config1.properties. Okay. Let me just copy and paste it here, and I will say config2. So I've got three properties file: config, config1, config2. Right? I have data in config, config1 and config2. So I've configured all the three properties file here. I'll save. I'll bring up the application. Cool. It's able to read properties from all three properties file. Fair enough. Now let us see if we are working on the versions below Java 8. Then we don't have the facility of repeatable property source. Then how to handle this scenario with the help of property sources annotation. Okay. So for that, I will just put add property sources annotation. Okay. And inside this bracket, I'll put a curly braces. Okay. I'll close curly braces and then the bracket for this property source. Okay. And I will put a comma separated values for all three at property source annotation. I'll just make indentation better so that it is more visible. Yeah. So you can see what I have done. Inside at property sources, I have covered all three property source annotations separated by comma. That's it. That is the syntax for property sources annotation. So below Java 8, you can use or you can configure multiple properties file like this. Java 8 and above, no need to use add property sources. You can directly use add property source as a repeatable annotation. Fine. Now again, let us bring up the application and test. We are able to get all the values properly. Fine. Now I would show you one more stuff. Let's say I have mentioned a properties file here which does not exist. Because of some reason, my properties file does not exist. Let me first give that. So I'll just let me make indentation a little more better. Yeah. So config 1, 2 already exists. Let me give config 3. Right? You can see config 3.properties does not exist here in resources. Okay. And when with this kind of configuration, if I try to bring up the application, let's see what happens. What happens? My application failed. What it is saying, java.io.file not found exception. Class path resource config 3.properties cannot be opened because it does not exist. Right? So, and definitely it does not exist. So what is happening? My application is unable to locate this file during component scan and hence it is failing. So what is the way out? One option, depending upon my project need, I can let it fail, right? So that I forcefully go and create the properties file, or at least I remove this configuration. Another requirement is I don't want to stop my application. I want my application should come up, should proceed and do the job. So in that case, even if properties file does not exist. right? So in that kind of scenario, what do I do? Let us go inside property source. Inside this property source annotation, you can notice there is something called as ignore resource not found, and it is defaulting to false. So with the help of this, I can make changes and I can indicate my application. Even if resource not found, you can continue processing. So by default, since it is false, application is failing. So I will just copy this and put it here in this particular property source and say set it to true. Fine. So I have now made this ignore resource not found as true. So what will happen? Even if config 3 is not located, my application will come up. Okay, it won't fail. And why am I getting error here? Because it is value is equal to should be given here. By default, when there is only single parameter, it by default places value is equal to. Otherwise, I should provide it like this. Okay. So I'll save and I'll bring up the application. So now my application is up and running, even if config 3 does not exist. So this is about property source and property sources annotation. I hope these annotations, concept and demonstration is very clear to all of you. If you have any doubts, feel free to ask your doubts in the comment section. In the next session, I will be covering how to deal with YAML files. I also would like to inform you this is ongoing series of Spring Framework and Spring Boot key annotations. So each and every week, I cover one or more annotations of a Spring Framework or Spring Boot. So feel free to join this series by subscribing to the channel. So if you haven't yet subscribed, subscribe now. If you like the session, hit the like button and hype the session so that it reaches to more and more people. There are more and more Java, Spring Boot and microservices sessions available on the channel. Feel free to explore them. Share the channel and session details with your fellow developers so that we grow together more stronger as a community. See you in the next session. Bye for now.